Hey there. In this video I'm going to show you what it looks like when we do an arthroscopic rotator cuff repair. Now, shoulder arthroscopy can be used to diagnose and treat a number of different issues apart from the rotator cuff. There's the biceps tendon attachment, there's socket cartilage issues, if the shoulder is dislocating, if the shoulder's frozen, we can treat that as well. But I'm really going to focus just on the reattachment of one of the four rotator cuff muscles. Now those four muscles, there's one in front, two on the top, and one in the back. The most commonly torn one that we address is called the supraspinatus. That one controls a lot of your overhead activity, lifting and pushing and pulling with the hand above your head. Common complaints with that issue are pain that goes down the outer aspect of the shoulder, or sometimes pain that's just focused on the mid aspect of the outer upper arm. Even though it's pretty far away from where the tear is, we have this so-called referred pain where people will commonly point to that spot. This procedure is done through multiple small poke holes around the shoulder with the camera and the overhead screen, and I'll show you an image of that in the operating room so you have an idea of what that looks like. Let's take a look. So this shows you the setup during surgery where the person is upright and I'm watching a monitor while doing the work inside the shoulder through the small incisions. This is elevating the torn tendon, which is the white tissue above, from the tan-colored bone below. First thing we do is prepare the bone, cleaning it off, getting it ready for the reattachment of the tendon to the cleaned surface with a high-speed burr. I then insert the first of four what are called suture anchors, which are the method that we use to insert and hold the stitches into the bone. First we make the pilot hole with a tap and then screw in. You can see this vented screw that is non-metallic, which will help in the future if we need a new MRI on this person. There's no metal that will mess up the image. You can see the blue and white stitches that come out from that anchor. I then use this jaw device to grab and pass the stitch through the rotator cuff tendon. I grab the first and then pass the second limb of the suture. At this point I've placed a second suture anchor next to the first one, and then we start tying the knots down to hold the tendon to the bone. After tying the one anchor's sutures, I will then pull those suture limbs out of the way and then tie down the other suture anchor to secure it to bone. This is what we call a double row suture bridge technique. So instead of just tying these knots, this is now tying the knot in the front. I'll actually have a broader, more distributed force, which is a stronger repair technique, in order to put more of the tendon in contact with bone. So at this point now I am using what's called a punch to create a channel in the bone that I will insert the third anchor into. Now remove the punch and insert the so-called knotless suture anchor, which will allow me to secure the ends of 2 out of the 4 stitches into the bone. That will grow into the bone and avoid tying knots, which could be prominent and cause pain. I will then cut the sutures. Then I'll grab the remaining 2 limbs, one from the front, one from the back, prepare another pilot hole, and place the fourth and final suture anchor to lock those stitches into place in the bone. And bone will grow into them over time. Cut the suture, and then we can see we have our crisscross pattern distributing the force with a nice repair, pulling the tendon back down to bone.